Hi everyone, this is Bill Sikora again at Central. I got some feedback from our last video where I was trying to prove that Scott was a doctor. Some people like that and they want to see more of Scott. Some people said, hey, there was no Erector set projects in that video. So I'm going to do a little bit of both today. Scott is not here today. We will talk about him at the end of this video. Plus, I did get some phone calls from people from the medical school to talk about this with me, and they were actually on that letter I read to you last time. So stay tuned for that. Okay, well, here is a project we were able to do without Scott. It's another helicopter. It's 19 inches long. You can see the ruler down here. So it's fairly large. It's the longest thing we've done. And this rotor in here, I put a cap on here with a screw. Now, the instructions from Meccano had nothing on here to hold it in place. And I don't know if they thought the weight of this would keep it on, or it was a mistake on their part, but I didn't feel safe with that. Also, this rotor is very close to eye level, and I almost poked my eye out. So, in working with this thing, I am going to put on some safety goggles. There we go. Okay, there's a few things. The reason I have it mounted on these blocks, if you take a look, there is a structure here. This helicopter can do rescue missions, and see there we lower that thing, and here we raise it. I was hoping a motor could do this, but this is all manual on this. And apparently this is a military helicopter. If you take a look here, you got it looks like a gun turret here. And we got this thing here which turns, and I assume this is a missile launcher. And I kind of liked this little thing, a little joystick here for the pilot. Okay, well, let's run this thing and see what we got. There she goes. Gotta watch out for that rotor. There's the back one. And there we go. And it has some interesting gearing on this thing. You see you got two gears here. One will drive this. Another one takes the power and goes through this band here to turn this. Okay, well, that is enough for this. Now I'll talk a little bit about Scott. The issue is not resolved, but I got some interesting phone calls. One of them was from Melanie Nicole Shazamka, who was a veterinarian at the school, and she said that Scott was a major influence in her life, that originally she was in regular medical school and was not happy. She knew she loved working with animals. Scott was one of her teachers and helped her make the decision to move to veterinary school, where she did become a veterinarian, and she's grateful that he gave her that support. Another phone call I got was from a Michael Ehrman, and he is a security officer at the school who is currently on leave. He's doing some work for the Air Force. He's very busy, and he took time out of his busy schedule to call and let me know that he supports Scott, and yes, he is a doctor. And I also got a phone call from Matthew Duncan, and he's the publicity chairman at the school, and he asked me what he could do to help Scott out, and I says, well, why don't you put a letter or an article in the newspaper, and we'll see what happens, because after all, some of the students had him as a teacher. So we'll see what happens with this. People are still voting. It's a pretty close vote. You'll hear about it hopefully in the next couple of weeks, what happens. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.